All right, guys. I have a question for you, Casablanca experts. Please help me out here. So this is my Victorian. It's an InteliTouch fan, as you can see. Thanks to, I believe it was Aiden Panthers, who gave me the uh, date and information about this fan. It's from July of 1985. This Victorian. Um, Recently acquired it back in December. Actually, no, I think it was January, somewhere around the beginning of 2023. I got it. Has not ran since. So today I wanted to try hooking it up to power through the extension cord that we have here to plug to just give it some exercise, get the bearings going. Because, I mean, let me know if this sounds good to you guys. To me, that sounds like dry bearing noise, potentially. But I don't know. And that's why I wanted to run it, because I wanted to see if maybe just giving it some exercise would help clear that issue. I mean, maybe it will, maybe it won't. If any of you guys know that would be a great, useful information as well. But another thing, whenever I would try plugging it in, I'm not going to plug it in this state, obviously, but I'm pretty sure I hooked up the InteliTouch correctly. This is a W32 InteliTouch control. I put the striped black wire from the control into the hot of the fan, and the solid black from the control into the hot coming in from the power source, and then neutral from the power source, neutral to the fan, ground to the power source, ground to the fan. I think that's wired up correctly. And I mean, when I tested it, we were getting power. And I just don't know. I was using this little tool here to test for the power. This is a little light here that when it detects power, it lights up. Anyway, I'm just trying to get this thing to run. And I'll try cutting to a clip of me trying to get it to run in a second once I assemble it again. But this is the thing I just don't understand, is when I would turn it on, I would press the power would go in. Again, it's not energized right now. As you can see, it's unplugged. So I'm not doing this under a dangerous condition because everything is de-energized. So it powers, but then when I would press fan, nothing would happen. When I press reverse, nothing would happen. Not even the tone from the speaker, which I don't know where the speaker is. I think it's this thing. I don't know what else that could be. But anyway, I thought I just don't know what I'm doing wrong. I mean, granted, maybe the control's not all that great because the back is kind of coming off from the front, and in some of my tests, the power button was not making good enough contact where it actually stayed pushed in. It would barely go in, and then it would bounce back out, or it wouldn't engage. Although I don't know if that's just something with all controls since it's not in the wall. Again, I know nothing about this. That's why I'm coming to you guys. This is my first ever Casablanca InteliTouch fan. Well, first ever Casablanca fan, but most importantly, first InteliTouch fan that I've ever been able to actually play with, I guess. Would be the best way to put it. But yeah, I just don't know what's going on. But again, I would turn it on, I'd test power, or I'd press power, then test power. I would be getting power going to the fan against or across the power to the fan and the neutral. I'd be getting power when this is pushed in, and then when it's pushed back out, there's no more power. So clearly the power button is working on this. So I just don't understand why the fan function or the reverse functions, or none of the functions seem to be doing anything. But then I thought, well, is the light even getting power? So then I tried it. I took this over, or I flipped it over, turned the power on, These are all wire nutted. And the hot and neutral coming from the little pin here that goes up into the fan. The neutral goes in here, and then the hot goes in here. I tested across both of these with just pressing the power button, not even pressing the light button, just pressing the power button, and there was power there. So theoretically, if I had the light kit hooked up, the lights would be on, probably at full blast. So then I tried pressing the light switch to see if, you know, just by pressing it, it should turn it off. There was still power there, which I don't think there should be. Maybe I'm wrong, but I mean, if you don't want the light to be on, then shouldn't the control or the board or something be preventing power from going through here? That's what my thought is anyway. But no, I would press the light button and there would always be power. No matter how many times I pressed it. Every single time, there'd always be power. So that's probably not good. And what's it called? I watched a video about someone resetting their InteliTouch system and just how that worked. Didn't really help me out too much in my case, but I digress. I think this is hooked up properly. I mean, the wires correspond color-wise. I'm sorry, this isn't really focusing. They correspond to each other, you know, like it goes green, white, black, yada, yada, yada on both sides. So I think that's hooked up correctly. I never messed with this. I mean, this is not original. This is not the original board and control to the fan. This board, I believe, it says on the ribbon cable. This ribbon cable was made July 27th of 2006, I think, is what this means. So this board was probably replaced back in 2006. And then they added this control. So this is not original to the fan. I don't know what was wrong with the original version. I have no contact with the original owners of the fan. So that's just going to remain a mystery what happened there. But yeah. And one last thing I wanted to mention. I know I'm just kind of rambling here. I hope someone can help me out with all this rambling. What's it called? When I turned the power on while it was in this state, which I do not recommend you do. That was not safe. But I just wanted to see if there was something wonky going on with the board. And I think there is. Just by turning the power on, not even pressing anything else, this little thing here was getting super hot. And I mean, this looks like it might be like a heat sink. Is that what those things are called? That are in like computers to help get rid of heat. So I mean, maybe it was doing its job, but it seemed to be getting really hot for not like running anything at all. So I just don't understand what's going on. And again, if someone can help me out and just like maybe tell me what possibly is going on here, that would be great. I'm guessing right now that I'm going to have to replace the board. I'm really hoping I don't have to do that, but right now that's my guess. So if anyone has any better news for me, it would be greatly appreciated. And yeah, hope someone has the answer to my questions. Thank you guys for watching.